Well, in case you've been living under a rock the last couple of weeks, this has been happening with 151. And the whole premise of today's video is surrounded by a big question. And the question is 151 still investable under these prices? Short answer, in my opinion, for English 151 is no. But let's explore the why. Why is this happening? What do we do from here? And are there certain parts of it that are still investable? As you can see on the screen here, things have gone absolutely gangbusters for 151. Total set value has now eclipsed $2,500 for a holiday set. That is super strong, particularly for a set the size of 151. It's not as big as something like Ascended Heroes. The chase cards have been going absolutely gangbusters. To talk you through just a couple, which are all up on the screen here, the Charizard, which has over 25,000 PSA 10 copies, is nudging on $500. It seems to be pushing to the price, or everyone seems to be trying to push it to the price of the Phantasmal Flames Charizard. The Blastoise has probably been doing some of the most work out of any card in this set in terms of growth. It is $228. The Venusaur is sitting at $159. Even the illustration rares like the Charmander and the Squirtle have been going absolutely gangbusters. They're $141 each. And even some of the smaller hits, I think just a Gengar, just a standard Gengar rare is going for like $12. It's insane what some of these cards are going for. It's bonkers. Like the whole set is up 40 to 50% in the last week. And then as a whole, it's up like 200% in the last month. It's just, we all have seen it. It's going absolutely crazy. Now, I did a video about 2 months ago about investing in singles, and I don't do too many. And I can remember mentioning the Zapdos SIR. I said, you know, it's got the 3 legendary birds in it. I think this card's going to start pumping up in price. And I also said, to be honest, with 151 going out of rotation, probably picking up any of the illustration rares or any of the special illustration rares will be a phenomenal pickup in terms of singles. And I always say I don't invest in singles. I think they're very speculative. They can absolutely pump to the moon like we've seen recently, and you can make more gains than you can possibly make off sealed in that amount of time, but you can also lose money really quickly, and things can plummet back down to the floor really quickly. They're not a deflationary asset like sealed product, as in more and more sealed gets open, less and less is left on the market. So, you know, the market product, or the amount of product of sealed left on the market, only goes down over time. And as a result, we should see increases in prices on sealed, whereas singles, on the other hand, are a lot more volatile. Now, why? Why exactly is this happening? And what does it mean? Before we jump into the why, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to today's video sponsor, which is of course the Collector app. If you don't have it, it's so easy to use. That graphic before was from Collector. You can follow my investing journey down in the content creator space. You can add all your singles, all your sealed in there, and you can see the data that we've looked at. Like I can click on a set like 151, check out the set analytics, check out how they've been traveling. Set analytics is really important, especially for sealed investors, to know what the product is going to go or do over time. The better the total set value, the better the sealed product is going to perform. You can check out trades now. You can check out market movers in your portfolio to see what's gaining you money, what's stagnant in your portfolio, what do you need to move out, what's worth holding on to. This app helps you so much as an investor and can really help maximize gains. Again, link in the description to download that one. So why? Well, the first and most obvious point is that it's about to go out of rotation. And it's very close. It's literally a month away from going out of rotation, as well as a lot of other Scarlet and Violet sets. And I think because it's about to go out of rotation, it leads to my next point, and that is the fear of missing out. The fact of the matter is, 151 cards are always going to be on the market. There is still a lot of English 151 sealed, and there's going to be a lot opened over the coming years. That'll just happen. It is probably, it would have to be one of the most, I shouldn't say hoarded, but it would have to be one of the most invested in sealed product sets that we've had in a long time. Because keep in mind, it brought so many people back into the hobby. And you know the bunch of those people that it brought back into the hobby? I guess you'd call them millennials, wouldn't you? Or whatever generation you'd call them now. But essentially people in their 30s, people like myself. You know, I'm 35. You know, I loved watching Pokemon when I was in, you know, my later primary school years, as probably is a lot, or as probably has a lot of other mid-30s, you guys and girls watching from home. And this set drove a lot of those people back into the market. And the fact of the matter is, 20-year-olds investing in the market or buying into the market have more money than 11-year-olds buying into the market because they want to collect the most modern set. And us, as mid-30-year-olds, have more money than 20-year-olds buying into the market. And you know what? We're not afraid to spend it. And all of that put together, coupled with the big fact of FOMO, that fear of missing out, is what is driving these prices. This isn't natural growth. And we've seen this before. Like, it was only 12 months ago, or probably 15 months ago, not even that long ago, that we saw massive amounts of pumps across all Scarlet and Violet era illustration rares and special illustration rares. And people got caught out. People got very caught out. People will buy into this FOMO. They'll think, okay, it's starting to make a move. Bang, we better buy now that it's going up because it's going to get dearer. The Charizard at nearly $500. We better buy it before it goes to $1,000. You got to remember, singles are very speculative and very risky. It could just as easily go back to 300 as it could go to 700. Like that is every bit as likely. It's no more likely that it's going to go to 700, so an extra 200, than it is to go back to 300. In fact, in my opinion, it's probably more likely that it goes back a little bit. Now, I'm a bit sometimes skeptical when it comes to singles, and I'm like that, or defensive when it comes to singles, because I'm like that because I truly want to invest in sealed. That's where I think I talked you through the deflationary asset combination that happens with sealed product. Now, where to from here? Well, what does that mean? Okay, there's some reasons that it's gone up. We all understand that. It hasn't just gone up for no reason. There's reasons it's happened. Well, why? And what does it mean in the future for us? Well, first of all, I can see one side of the argument. Like, there are people that will say, well, people said it peaked 3 months ago. People said it peaked a month ago. People said it peaked a fortnight ago. People said it peaked a week ago. And look where we are now. That's one side of the argument. The other side of the argument is probably where I sit. I think we've seen this before. I think we will get all new highs for all 151 singles, but I also think a lot of them will pull back a little bit. So, what to do with your 151 singles right now? In my opinion, sell. It is at the top of the market. The whole aim of investing, the whole idea behind investing is buy low, sell high. It's as simple as that. If you buy now, you are buying at the absolute peak of the market. 151 singles have never been at this position before. Who knows? They could go up a little bit more. We could see another 50% increase in price. In my opinion, I don't think that'll happen. Maybe some of them will creep up a tiny bit more, but I think they'll settle at new all-time highs, but I do think they'll come back a little bit. Blastoise might settle at a $180, $190 card. Charizard might settle at a $400 to $450 card for the rest of its life. That might just be its market price that it finds. Some cards just seem to settle around a certain price. Like, look at Greninja from Twilight Masquerade. For literally the last 2 years, it's been sitting at a $300 card. It might dip 10, it might gain 10, it might dip 20, it might gain 20. Overall, that's its market price. That's what the market's decided that card's worth. The fact that these cards have risen so rapidly in such a short period of time, like, I'm not saying there's coordinated buyouts. I don't think that's happening. I just purely think it's FOMO, that people just want them. And the people that are wanting them are a lot of new investors into the hobby or new collectors into the hobby. And that's what's driving the price up. And I think really we shouldn't be buying at this price. So what should we be doing then? Okay, well, I've said, if you've got the singles, sell now. And a lot of people are. There's so many master sets listed on eBay. It's absolutely crazy. And people are probably cashing in. They might have bought master sets at $1,200 and trying to sell market sets at the moment, master sets I should say, for $3,000 to $3,500. And they're going, well, I've tripled my money like that in the space of a few months. Excellent. Congratulations. That's awesome. So we should be, in my opinion, selling singles now. Well, what happens if a bunch of people, and this is where the supply-demand comes into the market, into play here when it comes to pricing, what happens when a bunch of people go to sell right now? We're going to flood the market with singles again. What happens when there's more choice for consumers? Supply starts outweighing demand a little bit and we start seeing retractions in prices. And that's what I think is going to happen here for 151. I don't think it's just going to continue this trajectory up. Like I said, it could continue up a little bit more, but I think they're going to find new highs, but they're going to pull back a little bit. Now, what about sealed? And what about Japanese? So here's where I want to end the video on. If you've got sealed, keep holding it. It is such a good hold. We've said that all along. And 151 is one of those funny ones where I remember when it was launched and there was a very small reprint after it of a few products like Elite Trainer Boxes, etc. And there was, Costco drops with the Elite Trainer Box and the booster bundles attached. And then there was Blooming Waters and, lots and lots of sealed product for 151. Not a short printed set in any stretch of the imagination. But it's funny because everyone was waiting for this massive Elite Trainer Box reprint. It just never came. All we got was more what seemed like, Blooming Waters reprints. And it's funny because it gives us some insight maybe into what to do with newer sets when they come out, which I want to probably end this video on very shortly. But the fact of the matter is with sealed, whether it's booster bundles, which mind you have gone to an astronomical price, whether it's Elite Trainer Boxes, Pokemon Center Elite Trainer Boxes, Blooming Waters, is it Ultra Premium or Super Premium Collection? Ultra Premium Collection, there's one over my shoulder. Just fantastic holds, like hold with sealed. Let the market slowly rip them open and watch yours go up in price. Now 151, that's one that I got a little bit torched for on this channel because I was telling everyone it's such a good buy, it's such a good long-term hold, and I always use the words long-term hold. I wasn't saying this is an awesome flip, buy it now and sell it in 6 months, because all along I said it's very vulnerable to reprints. And what happened? We all know what happened with Japanese 151. It got multiple reprints. It was such a heavy printed set, probably one of the most heavy printed Japanese sets I reckon we've ever seen, particularly of modern times. Now, it rebounded every time, and then it copped another reprint and it squashed it back down, and then it rebounded again. And I got torched because I said buy at this price, and then it got reprinted and dropped a little bit. But I always said if it happens to get reprinted, just double down. Like buy a little bit more, dollar cost average to a lower price point. And look at what Japanese 151 is doing now. It's such a good hold. Like long term, you just could not go wrong with 151. And I talked about ending this video on future sets and what to do and what that might mean for us into the future. Like this opportunity has almost passed 151. Like if you want to make the maximum gains, you've lost it now. The maximum gains would have been made by buying it at release and buying singles, 3 to 6 months after release when they reach their all-time low. Now you'd be making maximum gains on singles and on sealed. In fact, you haven't even made your maximum gains on sealed because it's going to keep going up. But let's talk about what we could do right now, just as an example, to make maximum gains. And the clear one is prismatic evolutions. That's only going to get dearer. Like the PSA 10 populations of prismatic evolutions chase cards are so small in comparison to 151. And you can't say prismatic evolutions is short printed compared to 151. They were both the two most heavily printed sets, in my opinion, of the whole Scarlet and Violet era. So that's just one example of where you could put your money moving forward from what we could, I guess, learn from 151. There we go. To answer the question, is it too late to invest in 151? The answer is yes, it is too late in my opinion. Sealed product though will still continue to go up. Singles I think have reached an all-time high. They'll pull back a little bit and they'll settle at an all-time high, but they'll settle at a slightly retracted price point to where they are now. I'm Michael, this is PokeOz. Catch everyone next time.